This is Synthesis TV, keeping you on the edge of technology and business.
ChatGPT, AI, intelligent data having a significant impact in all areas of our lives. We wanted to spend a few minutes and try and understand the legal implications. What does this mean? Who owns who owns it? And where is this all going? I'm Howard Feldman, and this is Synthesis TV. Joining me today is Kathryn Deppe. You are a lawyer, you're a public speaker, you're involved in AI. How did you get interested in this?
You know, I suppose I've always been very interested in technology in general.
Just excuse
I think
Penny.
the dog is also interested in technology.
Some things AI can't replace.
Yes,
yeah.
and I suppose for me, I've been in the legal profession, an advocate, and all these wonderful terms, but I could never quite see where the profession would actually go, and I was always grappling with it on a personal level, because lawyers have been, and the law itself has just been around for hundreds of years. And when we see this movement of technology, a question that always came to my mind was, are we going to survive this?
Yeah, because it's quite a reactionary profession, isn't it?
Yes.
You know, when I picture a lawyer, you picture them sitting in front of this library of cases and judgments and poring over precedent, and traditionally that is an industry that I would imagine has been slower to embrace, but yet has to, because they've got to keep up with trademarks and copyright and everything that is technology.
Absolutely. And it's interesting you say that, we surround ourselves with all of these case law and the books and how things are working. But what we are finding, or what I'm specifically finding, is that if we are not adaptable and really able to move with technology, whether it's AI or whether it's any type of technology for that matter, we are really going to be left behind. And a large focus, I think, which is really important for lawyers specifically in this industry, is to really start cultivating how they are going to be serving clients.
Right.
And it's something that's...
Yes, I guess
ahead.
it's all about the client, really. It's all about,
always, yes.
If you focus on the client, then it's a very different, that becomes your focus. How can you enhance the client's experience, give them a quicker service, quicker turnaround, accurate, and just use whatever technology is out there. But that's from the legal practitioner side. From a client's perspective, it also gets a bit confusing. If I need to write a school essay on Hamlet, and I go to ChatGPT and it dishes it out for me, I hand it in, well, is it my work?
Absolutely not. And it could borderline some level of plagiarism. And this is actually a discussion that's taking place in a lot of the universities at this moment in time.
I'm thinking, how do they deal with that? Yeah.
And academics and lecturers are actually now having to pay particular attention to students' work to decide and decipher, was this done by ChatGPT? Is this work actually authentic? And if it was done by ChatGPT, what do I do about it? Right? Can I then label this as plagiarism?
Yeah, and whose work are you marking?
From whom?
Yeah, are you marking ChatGPT's work? Well, they're going to get the degree.
Exactly.
Or are you going to get the degree? It's very, very confusing.
Exactly.
At the same time, though, perhaps the approach does need to change, and we need to look at it from a critical perspective and not simply who wrote it, maybe.
Yes. I agree with you. I think, I admire the ChatGPT model.
Right.
As a lawyer, I wouldn't say I'm particularly taken by it. I enjoy the fact that it gives me the information. It's definitely kind of made my research a lot easier.
Okay.
So if I require information, it gives it to me. But there are elements where I feel that it lacks a lot of that critical thinking, and at times even perhaps an empathy behind it. If we are advising clients and they are asking for very specific questions, I can quite safely maintain, for now anyway, that's my disclaimer, I don't know where this AI is actually going to go, but for now I really feel that clients will still want to talk to me directly, and I can utilize the information that ChatGPT or any type of language model is giving me, but I know that the client would want to hear from me. What are my thoughts? what type of advice
and
are we giving?
You know, I've had this
Yes.
experience before with this client or that client,
Yes.
and this is what we saw happening.
Yes.
And, you know, and the human side.
Yes.
Like, you know, yes, you've got a case, there's a good chance you'll win it, but do you want to go through the expense in order to win it? You know, they might not have the funds to pay at the end. Things like that is so relevant to a case, talking to the opposing attorney, saying, look, I've got a relationship with them. Let me have a conversation with them. Let's see if we can try and find an amicable solution rather than going to court over this, which is just going to cost everybody money and end with everybody unhappy.
Exactly.
So there's that human side that I can't see yet, maybe it's at a later stage. You know, I just don't see it. And it was actually interesting because I was on my radio show and we looked at there was a case in India, in fact, where the judge asked ChatGPT, couldn't decide if this guy should be allowed out on bail. And he went to ChatGPT, and I can't remember the answer, but irrelevant. And it was a few days before Oscar Pistorius was going to his parole hearing.
Wow.
And I asked my listeners what they thought about it. And I thought, you know what? Let's try this.
Yes.
And I put it into ChatGPT on the show live, and I asked, will Oscar or should Oscar Pistorius be, receive parole, etc., etc. And the answer that it gave me was actually nonsensical. Because it got confused whether it was manslaughter or murder, because
with all the terminology
it had changed halfway through.
Yes.
You know, there was the appeal,
Yes.
and it just clearly couldn't get its head around it.
Yes.
Now, it was just a random thing, and it was a once-off that I tried. It's hardly hardly an accurate survey, but I just thought it was very interesting. We're just not there yet.
No, but I think we will be.
Will we? And then what?
And and again, I am so fascinated by this technology, you know, and I suppose this is where I felt that from a legal perspective, given that is where my profession lies.
Yes.
How can we really utilize it, and how can we grow the profession in a way that's going to be sustainable without having to have such a fearful approach to artificial intelligence? I know we were discussing this earlier, but the requirements to have artificial intelligence regulated is starting to become, and is already, quite an advanced critical, yes, but extremely
but we're really
advanced.
at an advanced stage.
Absolutely. So we've got the Artificial Intelligence Act now, which will need a lot of analysis and review and discussions. And the reason I bring that up is because we have to ask ourselves, clients who are utilizing AI, a synthesis as a business, we have had a lovely discussion with the coders earlier. What are they feeling? What are their thoughts on this type of regulation, and can we actually successfully achieve a model that will, in fact, safeguard and protect whilst delivering?
Whereas, of course, you don't speak for the entire legal industry. It would be interesting to hear how they're engaging it. You're engaging it very, very passionately on a personal level.
Yes.
You've made it very much a focus and a mission, which I think is very, very positive and interesting. But it does... are you seeing from a legal perspective, and I just wonder if other industries are doing the same, are they creating almost task teams, task forces to look at it? Are you seeing anything? Have you heard of anything in the legal profession?
Yes, I definitely think, at one stage, I would be quite honest, I think lawyers were pretty scared.
Of course, we all are. We all are.
And so myself as well, I had to really reflect on...
Try to be a columnist, where the ChatGPT can write your column for you.
Well, there you go.
Right.
And what I have been noticing, and my observations lately in the profession, is just been absolutely wonderful to see that there is definitely an intention to start utilizing this positively and not become so tremendously fearful of it. I think lawyers are trained. We are trained in a specific way to be very critical, concise,
conservative.
very conservative. Thank you. Conservative. But I don't think it's because we really want to be. It's because the culture has dictated this way of working for years. It's transcended, Howard, even into billing. Again, I ran my own company a little while ago, and a question I had to ask myself is this hourly billing rates that we are charging lawyers. How is this going to change? And I encourage my legal profession.
Because everything is going to change.
Yes, I encourage you know, society and all of these legal professionals, especially the young lawyers at the universities, to start thinking about smarter ways in which we can actually provide services with the use of artificial intelligence. But is it going to be on the time? I'm sorry, clients, it's an hour now, and so it goes on and on.
That's so interesting.
Yes.
So much more that we could talk about. Unfortunately, we do not have time. Definitely a conversation will continue on another occasion. Kathryn, thank you for taking the time to speak to us. I'm Howard Feldman. Let us know what your thoughts are. Let us know if there's any other industries that you would like us to look at, to unpack a little bit further. Let us know if you're part of the legal fraternity and your approach to artificial intelligence, ChatGPT, AI. Put comments below, and certainly we will do our best to try and answer your questions. This has been an episode of Synthesis TV. I'm Howard Feldman. God bless.